Greetings! In this video we will look at the gear shift alert feature in Digital Race Engineer. In the launcher under the Alerts gear page you will have the options to turn on gear shift warnings. A note is that these are non-verbal warnings and a bit different to how DRE otherwise usually work. First option is to set a volume for the non-verbal gear shift sounds. I can recommend to fine-tune this to be a bit louder than just audible in your mix. So sit in a car stationary out on track in an offline session and rev the engine to a stable level that still goes above the gear shift RPM limit. You can hear the gear shift alerts triggering if enabled, and with this you can alt-tab back out to the DRE launcher to adjust the level. Since DRE does not automatically update the sound level while voice attack is open, use the command by saying update settings to reload the new sound level. Repeat revving the car and hear the new sound level until you are satisfied with the sound mix. These two toggles gives you the option to hear confirmation sounds when you have successfully up or downshifted gears in your car. For some cars, like the Skip Barber, I find that manual clutch application sometimes isn't done properly. Using these two alerts, I can instantly hear whether I shifted gears correctly or not. This has drastically decreased my misshifts and improved my performance. In the gear shift sound matrix, there are a selection of different types of shift sounds to choose from. This is up to you and your preferences. I can recommend though to differentiate the RPM limit sound type from the up and down shifts to not confuse yourself. My preference currently is to have a unique sound type for all of the three alert sounds. Feel free to add your own sound types in the DRE installation folder. DRE should automatically add the new sounds to this matrix after you have restarted the DRE launcher. And now onto the actual gear shift RPM limit alert. There are two modes for this alert. The default iRacing RPM limits can be used to trigger the gear shift alerts from a predefined limit by iRacing. This is a good start, but it can be too generically limited to have a single RPM limit value for all the gears. The second option is to use custom gear shifts. It works by defining custom RPM limits for each car and each gear of the car. First thing to do is to actually go and drive a session in iRacing with the car you want to set up. You actually only have to enter the car and then get out again. Then you should restart the launcher to see the car present in this dropdown. All cars have 8 gears here, but in reality a car usually have less gears. This means it does not matter if you set a custom limit for the higher gears that don't really exist in the car. So basically skip the higher gears. From a start, the RPM thresholds are set to the default iRacing threshold, but you can either drag the slider or type in a specific RPM limit for each gear. The gray value here over time shows you where you actually shift for each gear. It's showing a running average of when you actually shift in the simulator. These values could be useful to understand where to set the actual thresholds. That's it for now. And I hope you are ready to take your iRacing experience up a gear. Happy racing!